Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Teresa Giudice trashes Anna Delvey for staying in the US after prison release. Why is she still here? Teresa Giudice has been on TV screens for 15 years, and she's solidified herself as one of the most iconic villains. It makes sense then that she'd be appearing on E's House of Villains, which returns for its second season this week. In a new interview with E! News, the 52-year-old opened up about her time on the show and how she was initially apprehensive about it. At first, I didn't like the whole villain title, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. Teresa dished. But I have to say, I am so happy I did it. I met amazing people, and it was a great experience. The interviewer pivoted and asked Teresa and her co-stars which celebrity they'd like to compete alongside should they return in a future season. Of course, House of Villains Season 2 is bringing back Season 1 powerhouse Tiffany New York Pollard, so comebacks are expected. Teresa wouldn't be interested in Anna joining House of Villains. Wes Bergman, best known for being a dominant force on The Challenge, admitted that he'd be interested in fake Harris Anna Delvey appearing in a future season. Teresa quickly chimed in with her thoughts on the matter and brought up the fact that her ex-husband, Joe Giudice, was deported after his 41-month jail sentence for bankruptcy fraud and tax dodging. She went to prison, and she was convicted of a crime, and she's an immigrant, and she's still in this country, so I disagree with that, Teresa complained. My ex-husband got deported, so why is she still here? My ex-husband couldn't even get out of jail and come home and wait until he got deported. That RHONJOG doubled down. Joe's deportation was a major source of drama on RHONJ because he was forced to leave behind his daughters and life in the US. Anna's Giudice's casting caught a lot of heat. Teresa isn't alone in her sentiments about Anna. Many criticized her casting on Dancing with the Stars earlier this year after she showed up in the ballroom with an ankle monitor. After serving nearly 4 years, Anna was released from prison on good behavior in 2021. The scandal involving her posing as a Harris was adapted into Inventing Anna, one of Netflix's most-watched limited series. In essence, the series only raised awareness about Anna and seemingly gave her a lot of fans. However, her carefree attitude on DWTS earned her the distinction of being the first celebrity voted off season 33. As for Teresa, she is expected to be caught up in a wealth of drama on House of Villains, which will see her face off against Tiffany. It looks like a new chapter in the drama-filled world of reality television and notorious scammers has opened, and this time Teresa Giudice and Anna Delvey are at the center of the firestorm. With both women no strangers to legal trouble, the sharp-tongued Teresa Giudice of the Real Housewives of New Jersey fame has set her sights on convicted fraudster Anna Sorokin, better known as Anna Delvey, for choosing to stay in the US after her prison release. And in true Teresa fashion, she's not holding back any punches. In a recent interview, Teresa minced no words when the topic of Anna Delvey's release came up. Why is she still here? Teresa quipped, with an eyebrow raised so high it could have pierced the sky. I don't get it. This girl scammed people left and right, played them like fools, and now she wants to stick around, for what? Another season of her fake life? Teresa Giudice's commentary comes at a time when Anna Delvey, who has become infamous for posing as a wealthy socialite to scam New York's elite, has managed to secure a spotlight even after serving time in prison for her crimes. Delvey was released from Rikers Island in 2021 after serving nearly 4 years on charges related to her elaborate grifting scheme, including theft of services, grand larceny, and defrauding luxury hotels, banks, and high society individuals. Despite being released, she now faces the risk of deportation back to Germany, her native country. But instead of quietly slipping back into obscurity, Anna Delvey has managed to hang on to a slice of infamy and fame, even snagging a house arrest deal that allows her to stay in New York City. Living in a swanky apartment in the East Village while awaiting deportation proceedings, Delvey has returned to public life, embracing the very persona that once led to her downfall. She's been active on social media, mingling with celebrities and socialites, and even working on an art collection and a podcast. But none of that seems to sit well with Teresa Giudice, who has her own infamous past to look back on. Teresa, of course, knows a thing or two about bouncing back after legal trouble. In 2015, she was released from prison after serving 11 months for fraud-related charges involving her and her then-husband, Giudice. The couple had famously filed for bankruptcy in 2009, and their legal woes unfolded dramatically on national television, making Teresa a household name in the world of reality TV scandal. But unlike Delvey, Teresa came back fighting, turning her prison stint into a sort of redemption arc that's been heavily featured in the Real Housewives of New Jersey. However, Teresa is quick to point out the differences between her situation and Anna Delvey's. "I owned up to my mistakes, did my time, and worked hard to rebuild my life for my daughters. What is Anna doing? Just cashing in on being a scam artist? There's no remorse there. She's glamorizing it, and that's what gets me," Teresa fumed, clearly unimpressed by Delvey's post-prison antics. The irony of Teresa Giudice, a woman who was once embroiled in her own high-profile legal scandal, criticizing another convicted felon isn't lost on many, but Teresa insists that her story is one of redemption, while she believes Anna Delvey's is one of continued deception. "I paid for my mistakes," Teresa said, almost defiantly. "She's just taking advantage of the system again. Why hasn't she been sent back to Germany? Why is she still here? It doesn't make sense." To many, Teresa's harsh comments may sound like sour grapes, perhaps a bit of jealousy at Anna's ability to parlay her criminal past into further attention and fame. After all, Teresa herself went from felon to fan favorite, and she knows a thing or two about turning scandal into a second act. But it seems the way Delvey is doing it doesn't sit right with the Housewives star, who seems baffled by Delvey's ability to remain in the U.S. Delvey's lawyers have been working tirelessly to keep her in the country, citing ongoing legal battles and immigration appeals. So far, the U.S. government hasn't deported her, and in the meantime she's making the most of her time under house arrest. But Teresa sees this as part of the problem. She's just gaming the system again. This is what she does. She figures out how to stay one step ahead, and people fall for it. I don't get it. It's not just Teresa who is questioning Anna Delvey's presence in the U.S. Many observers have expressed surprise at how long Delvey has managed to avoid deportation, particularly given the nature of her crimes. While she remains under house arrest, wearing an ankle monitor, Delvey's ability to remain in New York, continuing to rub shoulders with the elite, has raised eyebrows, even beyond the world of reality television. Some see Delvey's post-prison antics as a natural extension of her con artist persona, while others view her as a symbol of the American fascination with scandal and reinvention. In many ways, Anna Delvey has managed to capitalize on the very thing that made her infamous, but for Teresa Giudice, this just adds fuel to the fire. She scammed people, hurt people, and now she's living like nothing happened. "It's insane," Teresa said, exasperated. "She should be back in Germany, not here acting like a celebrity." It's clear that in Teresa's eyes, Anna Delvey's story is far from one of redemption. For her, Delvey's refusal to fade into the background is an insult to those who were hurt by her crimes. And while both women share the experience of being former prisoners trying to reclaim their lives, Teresa insists that there's a major difference. She's done her time and rebuilt her life on honesty, or so she says, while Anna, in Teresa's view, is still playing the same game that landed her in jail in the first place. As the feud between these two outspoken women continues to brew, one thing is for sure: Teresa Giudice is not here for Anna Delvey's American comeback, and knowing Teresa, she's not going to let it go anytime soon. Whether Anna Delvey will respond to the shade remains to be seen, but given her love for the spotlight, it wouldn't be surprising if she had a few words of her own. For now, the drama unfolds with Teresa Giudice as its vocal protagonist, asking the question that's on many minds: why is she still here?